bring in Elisha Wiesel, who is the son of the Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel. Tomorrow is the 85th anniversary of Kristallnacht, also known as the Night of Broken Glass, when Nazis broke open Jewish stores and wrecked them. Elisha, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Do you see a parallel between 1930s Nazi Germany and what we're seeing in America today?
Absolutely. The parallel is stark and clear. If you think about the events that preceded Kristallnacht, Hitler wasn't ready to move against the Jews until the Evian Conference had occurred several months earlier. At the Evian Conference, all of the nations of the world got together to decide the question, who would help the Jews? And the answer, with very few exceptions, was pretty much nobody. If you think about what's happened today, Hamas has the same sort of thinking. Hamas is counting on a United Nations that is corrupt to its core, that put Iran as the chair of a recent Human Rights Council meeting. It is counting on American campuses that have been poisoned over the course of a generation with all sorts of lies, not only about Israel, much more broad, about the nature of the world and capitalism and communism, but at its core, a very, very deep anti-Semitism. And make no mistake, in the same ways that the Nazis couldn't act until Evian happened, Hamas cannot act with the impunity that it does without what's happened on American colleges.
We were talking during the break, and you were saying that anti-Semitism is the worst you've ever seen it in America. Well, my question is, what should non-Jews do?
To me, it's quite straightforward. In the same way that if we had a friend who was black and we heard someone saying horribly racist things, we would get involved and we'd say, whatever you're saying is a complete lie. I know this community. I know these people. They are capable of great things. They're wonderful. None of these things that you're saying are true. We reject racism completely. I think it's time for our non-Jewish friends to do the same thing. When they hear lies about Israel, when they hear the word genocide thrown around like it's candy, it's a dangerous weapon in the hands of people like Rashida Tlaib, and it leads to violence. And when non-Jewish allies hear a word like that, they should say, wait a second, I want to stop and fact check that. It doesn't look like Israel's charter has genocidal intent towards the Palestinian people. It looks like Israel has offered peace. In fact, it's Hamas that intends genocide. And if anything, the Palestinian people have grown by, a factor of 2.5 over the last decades.
Earlier on this program today, we had the owner of a cafe on the show. He's Jewish. He supports Israel. And because of that, 5 of his baristas, the people who work in his store, simply walked out. Watch this, please. Roll it.
One left right off the bat. One said, I'm not going to work in a place that supports Israel, And then 2 weeks later, another barista said, I can't be here anymore. I don't support Israel. I don't want to be here. And then yesterday, we had 3 en masse just come in and leave. They said, we're not here anymore. We're not having anything to do with this. You're on your own.
Okay.
They were against us having hostage signs in the window.
Okay, Elisha, I believe that there's a line out the door now of local people, Jews and non-Jews, supporting his operation. I think that's a great response.
Thank God our allies, and there are many, have been here for us, and we are there for our allies. It's not too late if you're undecided. You can partner with the Jewish people, stand with Israel. We are incredibly loyal to our friends. We look to build, not destroy. We've made incredible contributions to civilization over millennia, and we intend to be here for many millennia to come.
May I say that one of the things that really troubles me is so many people of color, if I can use that expression, are now for Hamas and anti-Israel. That is deeply troubling because no one has done more as a group for civil rights and human rights around the world than the Jewish people.
Listen, first of all, I haven't seen the stats directly. I have black friends who reached out to me very early and said, we're here, we can support you, how can we be helpful? So my personal experience is a little bit different, but I would say there's an entire generation that has been lied to. And the big lie is that Jews are white and Palestinians are black. That is the big lie that has been pulled off by those who support terror, and it's time for that lie to be challenged.
Elisha Wiesel, we really want to thank you very much for coming on the show. Here at Fox, we like to present the true picture of what's happening in America today, and you've helped us do that, and we appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Stuart.
Come back anytime you like, sir.
Thank you very much.
And I'll get your name right next time, too. Thank you, sir.